As we know that in the condenser there will be water air mixture. As per Dalton's law, the total pressure is the partial pressure of water and partial pressure of air. This is only applicable for non-reactive mixtures according to Dalton's law. Now, volume of shell we can write it as mass of air into specific volume of air, and also mass of steam into specific volume of steam. But the total mass in the vessel is mass of air plus mass of steam, because in the vessel there will be a mixture, air and steam mixture will be there. So we can write the total mass equals to mass of air plus mass of steam. If you take mass of steam common, we can write 1 plus mass of air divided by mass of steam. But the same equation we can write in terms of specific volume using this equation. Finally, the total mass in the vessel equals to, vessel or shell, both are same, equals to mass of steam into 1 plus specific volume of steam divided by specific volume of air. Now, in a condenser, if we do heat balance, so for example, this is the shell. Here in the condenser, heat is going away in 3 ways. One is, as we know that in the condenser, it is a shell. Inside the shell, there will be a bundle of tubes. Okay. The water will flow inside the tubes. The steam will flow over the tubes. When steam flows over the tubes, the water inside the tubes takes some heat. So that heat is Q equals to mCp delta T. Here delta T is change in temperature. TCI is inlet water temperature. TCO is outlet water temperature. The other way of heat going away is, after condensing, the condensate liquid will come out from the shell. Along with condensate, some amount of heat will come. So that heat is mc into hc, means mass of condensate into enthalpy of condensate. And also, as we know that some amount of air dissolved in the steam. When steam condensate, the air will be liberated from the steam. That we already discussed in the last class. So, when we take out the air from the condenser, this air also will take some amount of heat. Actually, along with air, some amount of steam also will come out. So, this also will take out from the heat. Here, heat is going away in 3 ways: from the water in the tubes, from the condensate after condensing, and from the air and steam. So now we will do a heat balance. Let us write heat balance equation. As we discussed in the previous slide, in the condenser, heat is going away 3 ways. One is through the water. The second one is through the air plus steam. The third one is through the condensate. Okay. So now, if we take, this is a state 1, this one state 2, and condensate we take it as a state 3. From this we can write the heat balance equation. Actually, here along with the steam, air also entering, because some amount of air already dissolved in the steam. So this we can write it as mass of steam at state 1 into enthalpy of steam at state 1 plus mass of air at state 1 into enthalpy of air at state 1. That is entering. But leaving heat is equals to Q. Q is the heat going away with the water. So this is Q. Plus the second stage is air plus steam. So this we can write it as mass of steam at state 2 into enthalpy of steam at state 2 plus mass of air at state 2 into enthalpy of air at state 2. The finally third state. Third state is condensate. At condensate, heat is mc into hc, that is mass of condensate into enthalpy of condensate. So this heat is, because it is at state 3, we can write it as mc3, mass of condensate at state 3 into enthalpy of condensate at state 3. So this is the heat balance equation. So this left side portion is entering, this right side portion is leaving. In this equation, mass of air entering equals to mass of air leaving. So this one and this one gets cancelled. And also, as you can see in TS diagram, the process 2 to 3 is the condensation process. It is taking place at constant temperature. So there will be no change in the enthalpy. So this also cancel. The remaining terms are, we can write it as mass of steam at state 1 into enthalpy of steam at state 1 minus mass of steam at state 3 into enthalpy of steam at state 3 equals to Q. Now let us solve a simple problem. During the test of condenser, the following readings were taken. Barometer reading 760 mm of Hg, condenser vacuum 700 mm of Hg, mean condenser temperature 35 degrees centigrade, hot well temperature 30 degrees temperature, mass of cooling water 45,000 kg per hour, intake water temperature 70 degrees centigrade, outlet water temperature 31 degrees centigrade, mass of condensate 1200 kg per hour. Here we have to find mass of air present per unit condenser volume. B is state of steam entering the condenser. C, vacuum of efficiency. D, condensate cooling. E, condenser efficiency. So here just if you take this as a zero pressure, the atmospheric pressure is 760 mm, this we know. But in the problem, the vacuum pressure is 700 mg, which means below 760 mm, 700 mm. So the remaining 60 is the absolute pressure. Now at 35 degrees centigrade, saturation pressure is 5.629 kilopascal. Corresponding this, 7 into 1.013 divided by 76 equals to 7.997 kilopascal. This is pressure in the condenser. So now partial pressure of the air. As we discussed in the first slide, total pressure equals to partial pressure of air plus partial pressure of steam. So now, we can write it as partial pressure of air equals to partial pressure of condenser minus partial pressure of steam. So if you substitute the values, we will get the partial pressure of air 2.368. Now we can find the mass of air. We know that PV equals to mRT. So we can write it as M equals to PV by RT. Here is the gas constant 0.287. T is the condensate temperature, that is 35 degrees centigrade. We have to convert into Kelvin plus 273. Now once you substitute values, we will get the P value we already calculated in the previous slide. So mass of air equals to 0.2679 kg per meter. Now we can find the heat taken away in the condenser. That is Q equals to MC into Hc. This we already discussed. But here mass of condensate into here the condition of enthalpy of condensate we don't know. So we can write it as enthalpy of steam which is entering into the shell minus sensible heat of leaving condensate. After condensing, what is the enthalpy? To find this, we can write it as mass of condensate into enthalpy of steam. This at 35 degrees centigrade, we have to refer the steam table. This we can write it as HF plus X into HFG. HF values and HFG values both we have to take from the steam table at 35 degrees centigrade minus sensible heat enthalpy of condensate, that is at 30 degrees. So hot well temperature is 30 degrees. So the condensate temperature is 30 degrees. We have to refer the steam table at 30 degrees and take the enthalpy value from the steam table. Once you substitute all the values, we will get the Q value. Now we can find the Q value. Once you substitute Q value in the previous equation, we can find the dryness fraction, that is 0.9. Now let us find vacuum efficiency. Vacuum efficiency is ratio of actual vacuum divided by ideal vacuum. Actual vacuum is 60 mm pressure that we have to convert into bar. To convert into bar, 1.013 divided by 760 into 100 to convert into kilopascal divided by ideal vacuum. This we already calculated. Once you substitute, we will get the vacuum efficiency 97.5%. The next one is condensate under cooling. In the problem they already given the condensate temperature is 35 degrees, hot well temperature is 30 degrees. So the difference is 5 degrees. The final question is condenser efficiency. Condenser efficiency equals to temperature rise in cooling water divided by maximum possible temperature. Temperature rise in cooling water is, that is we can write it as the temperature difference. Outlet water temperature, they already given in the problem, 31 degrees, minus inlet water temperature is 17 degrees. This also given in the problem, divided by the condensate temperature is 35 degrees. This also given in the problem, minus inlet temperature 17 degrees. Once you substitute, we will get the efficiency of the condenser 78%. So with this, the fourth unit is over. In the next class, I will start fifth unit.